How's it going? Where's the wall? Oh, there it is. Oh. Well, I actually want to talk about some stuff today. I got Teklon over there. He's live streaming right now. That's the homie. He's got great music. But what I wanted to talk about a little bit. You gotta catch your breath. Don't rush what you gotta say. Sometimes you gotta say it quick. But I got a little bit of time here. Knowledge. Knowledge is my only friend, and ignorance is my only enemy. And for human beings, if you come to me in the form of knowledge, then I'll be your friend, but in the form of ignorance, as much as you do that, then I can't really be your friend. It's just not my way. And I don't mean the whole spread democracy thing, but, it's just knowledge is what I am. It's like the candle, the moth. It's ignorance. That's the flame. And of course, it's attracted to the flame, but because it's not of the flame itself, it gets burned, and it just transforms. What I was talking about earlier, a second ago. Got a little neck stretch in there. A lot of people, it seems like, are coming out and saying, I've been kind of closed-minded. I've been kind of programmed. And I think it's kind of a beautiful thing. A lot of people are saying it's in the stars, what have you. And that's cool. And I think that's a lot of what I had to just say there about knowledge being my friend and ignorance being my only enemy. See, people are realizing, they're coming to, that I've been closed-minded, I've been in this one-story frame of mind, and I've misaligned my friends and enemies, but they're starting to see who's really been doing things for them. Let me turn that down a little bit. This is like... It's like a whole nother video right there. He's going ham right now. Oh. Let that one right out a little bit. So. Having the honesty of realizing that you were ignorant, knowing that you were ignorant, you start to realize that it wasn't the right way of being. And you can see yourself now that you have this knowledge and this perspective. And it's something that isn't confined to just white people, black people, any sort of person. It's a human thing. And when you are in ignorance, and just in general, you're going to be more apprehensive of things which you don't know about, that you're ignorant of. And you see it in the animal kingdom. If you've ever made friends with an animal, how they might be a little bit more shy at first, a wild animal. But you can develop a friendship, and yet there's still certain rules and things like that should be maintained. A lot of cultures and civilizations have codes and rules on it, and I guess a whole lot of people, I'm realizing, just didn't bother to read those books about how to be a peaceful member of society, or, stuff like that. Well, realizing that, though, that knowledge is your friend and ignorance is your enemy, you can see the people who just are ignorant. And that's, it can be violent, it can be ugly, it can be all different things, but that's all it is. It's just that they're ignorant. And if you have the knowledge to... I hope you can hear me. If you have the knowledge to understand that, and that the human being and not to put yourself maybe in their shoes, what have you, but to just know that, you know, what the human nature is, and if you really have that understanding, that knowledge, you know, you have to have, like the Buddhists say, loving kindness, where you're wisdom and loving kindness in equal measure. You can't just have one, you can't just have the other, because you'll be cynical or you'll be like easy to get played. In equal measure, it's a beautiful thing to have loving kindness and wisdom. And to have knowledge, it doesn't just mean one thing. And it might not just be in a form that we, you know, in our sober state can acquire. You know, a lot of shamans have that take, that you have to enter an altered state of reality to understand certain facets of truth. I'm not going to say I condone that. It's just one of the many ways of thinking. Consciousness is something that we as a species still have a lot to learn about. And I said this in another video, but I am so excited I'm getting GigaFiberware. I'm going to be able to live stream. This is all going so well. Oh boy, you don't even know how great that's going to be. And I will be a little bit more on topic and on point here. I just kind of flowing with it in this video. I might edit it, I might just send it out. I had a couple talking points. This is just kind of me doing my thing. This is in its infancy, so you know, don't sleep on me for too long. If you don't like the first 10 videos, it doesn't mean you hate the next 100. Everything's kind of like that, I guess. But at the same time, you don't want to go insane expecting different results from the same, you know, thing. Well, I think that the more knowledge you have, the more knowledgeable you become about other human beings, the less ignorant you are in general of them. And if you're less ignorant, then you're more likely to realize, you know, the interconnectivity of it all. You know, whether it be the foods that you eat, and the fact that this particular thing might come from a country that you might think all the people there are shitty or whatever, but you eat their food all the time, you know, those people are the ones who are connected with it all, and really on that level. But it's another topic. I'm just gonna do some stretching. I might cut that out the last little bit there. I'm not trying to make myself seem out to be some college, you know, PhD whiz kid or anything like that. You know, I'm just a human being out here, and when I have something I think that's worth saying, then I'll do my best to say it in a beautiful and articulate and entertaining way as well. But you know, of course it doesn't always work out like that, and I'm not an extremist. I'm weary of all sort of extreme behavior, you know, dude insults your mom and you punch him, whatever, you know, stuff like that. But really, extremism is something that, and tribalism, I will talk more about it in my videos, but these are things that worry me. And I think that the more knowledge you have, the more you understand how systems work and how this country works and how countries work in general, and you know, who's been running the show, and how very wealthy people, feudalism was enforced for hundreds of years, and that was essentially European slavery. And you look at the corporations and the families involved in it, and structure and etiquette behind it all, and you know, we aren't much different than a slave majority with 1% benefit. Of course, I am talking to you and I'm not in cuffs. I can make this video, I can buy this stuff, I can do this, but I'm not, you know, I'm not complete fuck everything, bunk the system. I know how that goes. You kick this guy out, and then another armed person comes in who doesn't have any clue and is more dictator and violent than the last person to kick them out, you know, that's not an easy slope. But, you know, I'm all about having an intelligent opinion. And I'll give it to you now. So today I was thinking about when Hannibal went to war on the Roman Empire, and how the people of Rome, the Roman citizens, every day, instead of saying good morning, they said, Carthage must fall, Carthage must burn. And that was what they, instead of saying good morning, Ron, Carthage must burn, Carthage must burn. And the power of drilling something into your mind like that and really making that your program, that's what I'd like to see more of in people who are out in the streets, their platforms and exactly what they want to accomplish. And if you do that, then you can really generate some serious energy. I know that was a silly example, but yeah. Anyway, make sure that you're not externalizing your power. This year I had to get a lot of it back, and damn does it feel great to get it back. And to know that it was there all along, you know. But don't get so mad at the game that you don't bother learning or reading the manual at some point, because it might help. In regards to externalizing power, give you an example of that. Power that you naturally just have in you. So if you have been working all day and you are looking forward to getting your cold one, your glass of beer, or maybe a slice of pizza, or, you know, after your day at the office, what have you, whatever your thing is, and you really build yourself up for it, and, you know, maybe even somebody offered you a slice of pizza or at the gas station, and you said, no, I really want this, I've got myself charged up for this, or that cookie, whatever your thing is. And you finally get it, and it feels so good, and everything's in place. And the satisfaction of doing that is something that you could have artificially done, you know, or put it in a different way or a different form, and you could have arranged for that feeling and sensation, but it was the construct that you put it in, and it felt extra right because you did it in your way. So you had that energy to give all along, and you just needed the right setup for it. And why are you expecting somebody else to write this book of what would make you feel this certain way? Honestly, why would you wait for somebody else to do that? You know, I don't care if it's Romeo or Shakespeare, whatever kind of lover, still, you can probably, you know, do it a little bit better yourself and see who matches up to what you wrote down instead of what they're writing for you, because I guarantee you whatever you've got for yourself in your paradise is going to be more apt for you than what anybody else could imagine. You know, other people might give you some insight, but come on now, really? Once I started writing a book, really became the author about my life and documenting what I was doing, it changed everything about the way I thought about what I was doing. And even when something bad happened, I would think to myself, well, this is a good story, actually, I could put this down. But everybody else is upset or feeling this way or that way, and it was just so weird. It was kind of like I jumped a step out of reality and I was looking in at myself, and I don't mean that in a weird, just in terms of being an author, and trying to grasp what was going on about the situation that is happening. But that the power of writing, being your own author of your life's book, is something that, you know, it's part of being a human being and an adult and being free. And it's something that you really ought to do. You know, you should really do some writing. And if it's just, you know, I'm gonna eat a banana today, like, start off there, but really just week planning really has helped a person like me, and I think it might be good for you too. But I'm about done here. I'm rubbing my knee because I've been doing a lot of running, and I need to get some running shoes. Parkour ones aren't cutting it, and you know, I run on concrete, so alright, well, much love to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Peace. GoPro, stop recording.